Hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling day. Welcome to Porchlight Letters podcast number 2464. Home again. I'm home. Oh, sorry. I keep forgetting. Bruised ribs. How was my trip home? It was awesome because I'm home. I am tired. I accidentally took a 2-hour nap, 3-hour nap in my recliner. I sat down to eat my lunch. I'd actually gone out and paid the lawnmower guy was here, so I got out and paid him, and I said, I just want to pay you this now in case I fall asleep in my recliner in the next 20 minutes. And he thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, so yesterday we got to the airport, got the bellhop up, got down to the airport around 5-ish, and the Air New Zealand counter didn't open until 6. But they said, here's these kiosks, you can check in here, and then you take your bag down to that tall gentleman over there. And I went, okay. So I said, I'm not sure if it's going to check in or not because it wouldn't let me check in online, but I checked in and it allowed me to check in, which was good. So got my suitcase and wheeled it down to the other guy, and he weighed it and took it out. It was underweight still. Yes. All my bags were underweight going. All my bags were underweight coming back. But I did buy some stuff, just little stuff, not big stuff. You have to excuse me, I got too much recycled air. Plus also, I forgot to bring water in with me. I'm dehydrated as well. So I've already had a whole bunch of electrolytes. But anyway, on with the story. So I asked him about the wheelchair thing. He said I would have to wait for Air New Zealand to open so they could call somebody over. And I said, well, I just don't want to. And he asked what the problem was. And I said, well, I had a fall in the airport the other day and I decided to take a magic carpet ride. And thanks to my friend Tessa for that one. And actually, we're doing much better. This is half the size of what it was, so that's good. That's one I can show you. The other one's down there. There's no one getting my leg up here. Or the ribs. The ribs are still bruised. And so he said, you'll get there if you take it slowly. I said, well, how far am I walking? He goes, it'll take you probably 5 minutes to get to the gate. I said, so I don't have to go through that tunnel to get to the other building? He's like, no. He said, it's in this main building here. He says, just go up there through security, go through this area here, and then just keep following the signs because you're at gate 132. And he said, just take it slowly. He said, as long as you don't rush, you're going to be okay. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. And he was right. It took me about 5 minutes after I got through security to get to the gate, which was like, yay. Not far to go to a restroom, and because there was a restroom between our room and the next gate. Between our gate and the next gate, we saw Cathay Pacific leave for their trip wherever they were off to. Saw some Japanese airline come into our gate. It got towed away somewhere else. Then our plane got towed in. But had a good flight. I was sitting next to this father and son from Canada, and he was taking his son down to New Zealand because he's going to be working on at Rocket Lab for the next 8 months and helping with the rockets and stuff. And so that was kind of interesting. And we sit and chit-chatted for a little bit here and there, and they were from Toronto. And so he's asking things to go and see and do and that sort of stuff. And he's here and Dad's going down for the next 10 days. Then we have the 10 days to help his son get settled and all of that sort of thing and get stuff set up. And I said, well, you got to remember a lot of this will be done with his paperwork when he goes in to do all his paperwork and stuff to sign up as a new employee. And he said, like, oh, okay. I said, so save that for then. He's like, okay. Then he got me hooked on this game because in the back of each seat, you get your own console. And your console will operate your reading light as well. This is the other thing. I've only got to chapter 4 on my book, Hope Rises. Not happy about that because when we turn the lights on, my one would turn the one that was the furthest away and shine it across the other two, which meant I was disturbing their sleep. And his son would get the lights shine right on me, but his son had to operate it from his monitor to get it on me, and it didn't bother the two of them. And I was like, I guess I'm not reading tonight. So I only got the first 4 chapters read. Not happy about that, but we will change that. Flight was pretty smooth. I dozed off here and there, but didn't really get any sleep, which was unusual because usually flying home to New Zealand, I get sleep. The father got me addicted to this game called, what was it called? Hang on. Some of the ones where you double the 2, you double the 4, you double the 8, you double the 16, you double the 32, you keep going. It's like 2054 or something. It's cool, but you've got to take all these tiles and double them all up to get this number. And you have to have 2 tiles the same to put them together, and you've got to get to a certain number. And he said he's never done it, and he's never got it to the highest number. And I'm like, oh, great. And so he was sitting there coaching me through like the first 3 or 4 games that I did, and got me addicted to it. So as long as I don't download it from on my phones, I'll be fine. And although this thing does irk me because it's getting the better of me, and I've got to think logically. We're allowed to do it 32,000 or 37,000 feet in the dark when you're half asleep. But anyway, that's the way the things go. So getting them some stuff, things to see and do in New Zealand while they're here and while his son's here and that sort of stuff. And as we're getting on, and the plane ride this morning, the plane was fun. We had a little bit of turbulence coming into Auckland. But what amazes me is that the Air New Zealand pilots have always, as in my opinion, the Air New Zealand pilots have always been really good at flying these planes because you come in and it's a smooth landing. It's not a jolt. This time we get there and we suddenly jolt and the back end fishtail slightly before they got it under control. I'm like, what the heck? Like that fishtail thing went, and I'm like, oh, that's not good. And I'm like, and we dropped. We don't drop. We roll in smoothly. And so, yes, it was a bit of a shock getting woken up like that this morning. Well, I was already awake, so it didn't really matter. So I got off the, said, wish the guys the best of luck. And I said to the father, I said to him, I says, do not be surprised if at the end of the 8 months your son wants to stay longer. He turns to me and says, well, he's still got 1.5 years of college to go after he finishes this work experience. And I turned around and said, yeah, he can always transfer. I don't think the father was too happy with that one, but he laughed. But yeah, it was good. Excuse me. I have a very runny nose, very blocked sinuses. I have blocked sinuses. I got blocked ears. I'm a complete mess right now. And this beautiful gentleman, he must have been 80-something, sits down next to me. I figured he was in law in some way. He's either a lawyer or a judge. He was reading this legal brief on our flight down from Auckland to Wellington. And he said, oh, where are you coming from today? And I said, well, I actually just got off a plane from the US to go back home to Wellington. And he turns around and says, that's a very long flight. I go, yes. He goes, you look so refreshed. Bless that man for telling me I looked refreshed today after the 12.5-hour flight from LA to Auckland. Bless that man. I look as crappy as I did then. Got out and Mum and Dad were there to meet me. And so Mum and I went off to the baggage claim while Dad went to get the car. And we got everything loaded up and fine. Oh, and one of the things that I didn't put my phone in. We're there at the baggage claim. This guy rolls up, and I kid you not, he has a carry-on size suitcase that looks like a Lego piece. Like it has the round Lego, like the top of a Lego brick. And so I took a picture of it and sent it to my brother because he's a huge Lego fan. And and I sent it to him saying, hey, we just saw this at the baggage claim here at Wellington Airport. And his only reply was, welcome home, sis. I love you. I missed you. Excuse me. Nothing about the Lego suitcase thing I just sent him a picture of. But that's okay. We got home and the lawn mowing guy was here. And fortunately, my alarm had gone off to the lawn mowing guy because we stopped off to get cash so I can pay him. And got home and he was here. And so he got out and started working. He wasn't sure if we were here or not because all the curtains were closed. And I told him if the curtains are closed, probably I'm not home. So I was there and I said, like, because he thought I was back today. And I said, yeah, I was back today, just a little later than we anticipated. But we got home here and Mum and Dad have been busy in my backyard. They've planted some succulents and some other plants in there, which I still have to go water them. I know that. And so after they left, I got a pie out of the freezer and threw it into the air fryer so I could have mince pie because I didn't really feel like eating it. Didn't really feel like preparing anything. I still haven't made it to the shower yet. And I went out at one point and I paid the lawnmower guy and said, I'm just paying you this now. But there's a high likelihood in the next 20 minutes I'll be asleep in my recliner. And he just laughs. He said, good trip. Then I said, yeah, it was a great trip. It was an awesome trip. So I did fall asleep. When I went to sleep, he was busy finishing up with the lawn. And then the next thing he had to do was do the blowing thing with the leaf blower. I didn't hear that. I didn't see that. I woke up and it was after 3:00. And that was probably about 11:45 when I last saw him doing that. So I had a little bit of a snooze in my recliner and couldn't be just, the eyelids were here. I came to at one point, it's just like the eyelids are 7, just going back to sleep. So I did. Typically, I don't do naps when I get home from long distance flights. I scrunched my toes in the carpet, which I had done. What else had I done all my normal stuff that I do when I get off long flights, and but falling asleep was not one of them. Meant to go to sleep at my normal bedtime. Oh, that's going to be a little screwed up tonight because I have to get up at, I think I have to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. You're probably, why do you have to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning? Because I have a training class that starts at 3 a.m. local time. Change time zone to New Zealand. What do you mean change time zone to New Zealand? You've only been in New Zealand. I tell you. Computers do. It's been off and now it's asking if it wants to change time zone. Well, duh. I think tomorrow's going to be it. Yeah, I have to be online at 2:45 for the Q&A training. So yeah, it's going to be an early night tonight, thank goodness, and then it'll be an early morning wake up in the morning. So yeah, slept through my time for that. Okay, we're back on track now, I think. Hang on. Because I've got a thing next week. Yes, I'm back on track. My calendar looks normal again. It was really weird being in the States and having your calendar actually be the time it was supposed to be. But yeah, so it was a great flight home. Got home, like I said, fell asleep. But my mum and dad had been busy in my garden, and they'd been busy in my bedroom because there's now a new set of chest of drawers in my bedroom. I tell them I need it to be a minimum of this depth, a minimum of this width, and I don't care how tall it is. And so there's this gorgeous set of solid wood chest of drawers sitting in my bedroom that mum and dad had found at the secondhand store and purchased it. And dad went to work and did some repairs on it that needed doing. And now it's sitting in my room ready, waiting for me to put some clothes in it. So I'm super excited about that because I've been wanting to do that for a while and hadn't had a chance to get out and look. And they happened to find, and mum had the measurements, so she knew that it would fit in that area. I was restricted on the depth and the width. The depth because that's the space where at the corner of the closet there, and then the width because that was between the wall and the light switch. I didn't want it covering the light switch. And then it could be as tall as it wanted to be. So they did good. They did really good, and it looks really, really good there. I just gotta go in there and clean it up. And I walked in the house and it was like freezing cold inside the house. So I opened up all the curtains and everything. And the sunshine's been pouring in. I had to close these ones in here. It was a little too bright. And so it's warmed the house up completely because it's been closed up for 2 weeks. So I gotta go do all my dosing up thing for post-travel stuff of getting rid of any colds, any that's trying to take effect, any sinus issues. My ears are blocked, my sinuses are all blocked. My ribs hurt. So yeah, there's lots of stuff going on in me at the moment, and I just gotta get back on track. And I think the reason that I've been attacked is because my sleep has been all over the place the last 2 weeks. Being an introvert, I haven't had enough time alone to just decompress. And then tomorrow after I finish work, I'm going out for lunch with my dad's cousins. And I was looking at the list going, yeah, I haven't seen those ones in a while, and I've never met those ones that I recall. So it's going to be a fun trip. It's going to be a fun lunch tomorrow. Maybe I'll catch some little genealogy tidbits to put into the tree and stuff. Better be careful because genealogy Helen will be in the house. But it'll be fun. Looking forward to that. And then mum and dad are going to bring me back home. And then I've said Sunday and Monday, which is my Saturday, which is the US Saturday, Sunday, I am off grid. I am not going anywhere. I am not doing anything except my podcasts. But basically, I'm just going to withdraw and become a hermit for the next couple of days and just rest as I need rest and take all my electrolytes and stuff and get back on track and get some vitamins into me and all that. I've got to go do vitamins next. Done the electrolytes, now I have to go do the vitamins. Get the vitamins into me to get my immune system back up on track as well, because having been around a lot of people lately, it's worn my body out. My body is not at its fighting fitness. And I actually put a t-shirt on like a couple of days ago, something like that. And I looked at it and I happened to catch myself in the they had a full length mirror in my room in LA. And so I stopped and looked at it and went, wow, that shit is like hanging off me. So I'm definitely have to go through all my clothes, especially my t-shirts and stuff. And that was a double X t-shirt that I had on. And I'm like thinking, that's like hanging on me. I could probably get into a large by now. So I'm just like, wow. figure out what's going on, get some stuff cleaned up and all that sort of thing. So yeah, over the next few weeks, we're going to be going through, and I have a crap ton of t-shirts. So I'm going to be going through a lot of t-shirts. Some of them I will be keeping even if they are miles too big because I can't get them again. Others I'll be willing to let go because they're just like plain colors, and let's just let them go and let somebody else enjoy them. So there will be a trip to the thrift store coming up with clothes donations this time. Even my sparkly tops that I love to wear as well, they are all hanging on me now, and they were all 1Xs. So I don't know if I can get any more, but we'll see. I have to find some new sparkly tops. Because it looks like my body is out of, and the whole trip on all the flights that I did, that was, let's see, New Zealand, Wellington to Auckland, Auckland to LA, LA to San Cabo, Cabo San Lucas to back to LA, LA to Auckland, and Auckland to Wellington. Out of those 6 flights, there was only one time I needed to use a seatbelt extender. All the other times, just pulled that buckle all the way it went and clipped it in with no problem at all. No having to squeeze. I was actually sitting loose on my lap. So I figured that the Alaska Airlines flight that I was on coming back from Cabo San Lucas to LA must have been an older flight with definitely was an older plane. Because that one I had to ask for a seatbelt extender on, but none of the other flights I did, I had to ask for seatbelt extender, so I was absolutely rapt about that. Just pull those out as far as I can and clip it in, and I was good to go. Didn't have to go, oh, I'm going to suck this in or anything. Didn't have to do any of that. It was just put it across my lap and click. So I was pretty happy about that. No, apart from the stress and the anxiety and the overwhelm levels dropping once I hit New Zealand, that's the only thing. And yeah, hit New Zealand and having a lot of that go because it was gone. It was now no longer physically there, so it physically left my body. And now I'm sort of like, oh, why am I? And it's because when I'm in New Zealand, I am not eating as much as I was in the States because our food is more wholesome. It doesn't have a lot of additives, preservatives, chemical stuff in there and everything else. Whereas when I'm in the States, I'm constantly wanting to eat because I wasn't getting the nutritional value out of the food. And now that I am getting the nutritional value out of the food in small amounts, I don't have to eat a lot, which is awesome. I love it. Absolutely love it. And somehow on the cruise, I might have released some more weight. And again, not eating as much as I usually ate. So there you go. That's me. I'm done. I'm out of here. I gotta go water the garden for 20 minutes because my parents planted some plants in the back garden and it looks very nice out the back there now. So I have to do that. I've got a whole bunch of laundry to do. So hoping for a fine day tomorrow so I can hang it all out on the line. So when you go, hang it on the line. Yes, we actually have a clothesline in the backyard for hanging clothes on to dry, not using a dryer. I do not have a dryer in this house. In my laundry, there is a washing machine and a freezer. That's it. There's no room for anything else in that thing. And I don't need a dryer because I've got drying racks, which I can put up in the living room, and I've got the clotheslines outside that I can do. So everything's going to get washed. Yay. Be all nice and clean. And then I'm going to have to start organizing, sorting through my clothes, what stays, what goes, and figure out my new dresser, what's going to go in my new dresser, because I've got like 5 drawers in there. So that's going to be fun. But I'm back, not 100% on schedule yet, because we won't be on schedule tomorrow because I've got a luncheon thing to go to with my dad's cousins. These are all dad's first cousins. So they'll be my first cousins once removed. So I get to go and meet with them. Some of them I haven't seen for a while, and there's one there that I've never met before. So that's going to be a very interesting lunch tomorrow. And we're meeting at the fisherman's table, which means good fish and chips, and a great salad bar too. So that'll be fun. Yeah, and basically I'm getting back online, but I may not, sorry. The ribs got a little sore today because I had to carry my carry-on stuff. I had a backpack and I kept putting my backpack on my, on the handle of my rolly bag because I tried it once on my back and that just hurt too much. And so, of course, lifting the rolly bag up into the overhead lockers and the other bag under the seat, let's put a little bit of strain on the ribs. So they're hurting a little. So trying to get a decent cough out is not working right now. So I'm going to go take care of that, water the garden, I'm going to change my little beds because I got in and I thought, if it's this cold, there's no way I'm going to change I've got to put the winter sheets on. So I pulled them out to change my bed. So I've got to do that too. It's a busy day today. And I've only been home 3 hours, 4 hours, 3.5 hours. I got home just after 11. And it's now 3:30. So anyway, I'm out of here. Oh, go out, have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening as close to 6 p.m. Pacific as we can. Hei konera.